There's an obligation to everyone else to deal with those people. And that's precisely what happened here. Now, the fact that people may come here with an agenda and may continue to come here with an agenda because this is a family that hails from Mexico is shame on them.
That's right.
Shame on them. And we're not going to see the New York Post sensationalize this and try to run the Campos family out of Sugar Loaf, New York. It isn't going to happen.
That's right.
And we're going to make sure it doesn't happen.
That's right.
Every one of us around this circle and many other people who on this kind of short notice couldn't get here. This meeting, and it is a meeting, it's a community convocation, was called last night something like 10:30, and you see the kind of response we have in literally 24 hours. And I know there are people from all parts of our county here. Newburgh, there are people from Wawayanda, where Mr. Campos used to have his restaurant. The former town supervisor is here with us, and thank you for being here. We have people from all over this county here because people are united in saying one thing. We are not going to have the civility of this nation turned into a circus at the expense of innocent people, period. It's not going to happen on our watch.
That's right.
And I believe the elected leadership of our county and of our region should be here and should be standing up and should be making very clear. We're not going to have hatred pervading Orange County in any form.
That's right.
In any form. Especially not in a form of this sort where a hardworking family is essentially being targeted.
That's right.
By what amounts to bigotry.
Yep.
So that's all I really want to say. I want to thank everyone for coming today. Mr. Campos is here. Israel, come forward, please. Israel was not here when this event occurred. His brother Julio, who was the bartender and kind of manager, was here and took the action which was appropriate under the circumstances. But I would like you to say a couple of words to everybody here, okay?
Sure.
In whatever language you choose.
Gracias. Thank you everybody for coming over here. Gracias a todos por estar aquí con nosotros.
Okay. We're all with you.
We love you.
We love you.
All with you.
And on behalf of my whole family, and myself, of course, to see the support. You all know us, and we are not have anything to do with prejudice. We are the least prejudice coming from where we come from. Unfortunately, this other couple wanted to do it political, and it had nothing to do with politics. We are in this wonderful, beautiful country that we love so much. That's why little by little our family came, and we've been here for 45 years. So I came to this country when I was 20 years old. I've been here for 45 years, so that makes me 65. Not 69. And it is incredible to see how much support we've been getting, as Mr. Sussman said, within a 24-hour period. The community are here, a lot of our customers. All of us, when we came, especially here to Sugar Loaf, we say, wow, what a gorgeous, beautiful place. It's like in story books with the bells ringing on the back. Then mom goes over there and she goes and wow, what a beautiful mountain over there. We learned later on that was Sugar Loaf Mountain. And all the wonderful people, and we've been embraced by the whole community over here in Sugar Loaf and Warwick, Monroe, Goshen, Chester. They all come over here, and for two people that come over here and had their own agenda, they came in looking for trouble.
Well, they walked in, the man went into the bathroom, so I sat the lady. And when the man came out the bathroom, I said, "Oh, sir, I could sit you where I sat the woman." And he looked at me and he said, "I don't need your help. I could take it from here. Thank you very much." And he walked away. That's when Holly went to take the drink order. And, I mean, I don't know if they were rude to her because I wasn't in there at the time, but...
when I went in there to take the drink order, everything seemed okay, but then as soon as I introduced myself, I was interrupted by the man, and I couldn't make out what he said, but he talked over me, and then his wife stopped him, and I was able to continue introducing myself, and I took their orders for 2 sangrias, and then I went back into the main room where the bar was, and
that's when Julio went over and...
What you say to them, to Julio? What you say, why Julio took that action?
No, because Julio saw how rude he was to us.
And to you then,
right.
But you say, you mentioned something
as soon
to
as
Julio.
I went back to the bar to see Julio, I mentioned that he had interrupted me because I saw how rude he was to Caitlin, and I just thought it would be better for him to know.
And you express your feelings.
Yeah,
to Julio, how rude they were.
Were they intoxicated when you were, could you tell they were intoxicated?
I couldn't tell. I wasn't there long enough. I wasn't talking to them. All I know is that he was rude to Caitlin, and then he interrupted me once I started talking, so.
And then after they were asked to leave, they were very rude. They said, "We'll come back as soon as Donald Trump wins the election." They also made a comment saying, "My family came here legally, unlike all of you who are here illegally." And that's when they walked out, but
did they say
that's
that?
the last thing they said.
Did they say that when
that's the last thing they said when they were walking out?
Did they say when that he becomes president, people like the campus will be deported or something of the nature like that?
He just said, "I will be back once Donald Trump is elected." And then they were walking out, and the woman turned around and said the thing about
our families came here legally
and all that.
I don't believe for 1 minute that this is a partisan issue. We were there last night, my wife and I, listening to about 20 minutes of tape. The tape showed calls coming into this restaurant from around the country. Hateful calls, vile calls, threatening calls. Calls that are so indecent that I wouldn't play them in public, because the language on many of them is that sort. That's what this family has had to hear and be subjected to.